So will the children be doing GCSEs or not?
The Grimwade family actually showing real life, despite social media feeding us all that real hype. We just some real guys trying to give some high definition to reality. Family acrobatically juggling life, smothered in cracks to avoid eternal casualty trust. It ain't easy, but teamwork make the dream work. It's me, Ella, Hesse, Hosanna, Harper, and Hallie. And I ain't forget that has a ride, join the family.
Yes, guys, what's good? Welcome back. Vlogmas Day 10.
Day 10, baby.
We are doing it, baby. We are getting through it.
Ah.
Step by step. Ooh, baby. Anyway.
Step by step.
That's another one. Another one. There you go. What are those
Another
songs? Yeah. Been a really conversation below. Right, guys. We are here to do Why We Homeschool Part 2 because you so many of you requested it, so thank you for liking part 1. We thought you might have had enough, but you haven't, so that's absolutely fine. We'll get on with number 2. Also, we're gonna read a couple of your comments, I hope you don't mind, out, and then we're gonna aim to basically answer the questions as you know, from our opinion. Okay, so here we go. Go baby girl, go baby girl, go.
A couple of comments first that were kind of similar. The first one coming from Chloe Ricardo. Chloe said, keep it up, guys. I support it because you know what? Who better to teach you than your parents? But I would say when they become teenagers, you got to let them go to high school. Come on, laugh out loud. Too many fun experiences for them to learn and to enjoy when they get older. I think every teenager needs that experience in high school. It prepares you for college and the real world too. Those experiences give you a stronger backbone when they go out to find themselves and the people they will become. I applaud you both on teaching your babies that, though sometimes hats off to you both is incredible and something I'm sure they will appreciate and admire you both when they become more mature too. Much love, the Grimwade clique. Laugh out loud. Hope you guys are getting ready for the holiday season. God bless you too.
Yes. So, secondary school or high school, as our American following would call it.
Yeah.
And probably other places as well. I don't know if Jamaica calls it high school as well. But yeah. But basically, in a nutshell, I agree that listen, you learn a lot socially, how to handle yourself and all that kind of stuff from secondary school, because that's where I, learned a lot about that kind of stuff. However, what I would humbly say is that I don't think it's the only place you can learn it. Social groups of any kind will teach you the same thing, because basically what you come up against is difference in opinion, people from different backgrounds, and you learn being able to take banter, stuff like that, which like someone's joking with you or making fun of you, you have a funny whippy
rapport kind of going?
Repertoire. Yeah. Like you kind of like hit them back with something snappy or whatever.
Yeah, and I know from my experience, sorry to cut
No, you're
was
good.
that like when you go to college, for example, because I didn't go to secondary school, but I went to college, which is what you go to when you're about 16 after you've done your GCSEs. My challenge was learning how to keep my relationships going within a group setting, so kind of being in a group of friends rather than just having one-on-one friendships, and that brought its own challenges to start off with, but you live and you learn. And I think from my experience, kind of dealing with that at the age of 16, yes, it was challenging, but at the same time I had the maturity, I think, to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, and also that was something that was like alien to me, because when you said that to me, I remember you saying, I'm going through this or whatever, and I was like, because we go way back and that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's like a normal thing, isn't it? But so you're right, there are things that come up, and you might realize the difference between homeschool and high school, or whatever, but at the same time they're not things that, if you've been built with a good foundation beneath you, are beyond your capabilities of dealing with. Do you know what I mean? So
there you go. We had a comment from, it's kind of similar, from Bernadette Jackson. It says, also, it teaches the children about being away from you guys, because you won't always be there. They wouldn't know what to do without you. No hard feelings. No hard feelings taken.
No offense, man. That's what the channel's for, man. It's for people to be open. Actually, I was actually sitting and thinking to myself, I wish the people who dislike the video would actually like comment as well and say like, oh, I disliked it because, or whatever, because one, it just helps, you know, us know, you know, what people are feeling about the video, but two, then we get to engage and we get to, you know, kind of go back and forth. I enjoy all that. So anyway, but in response to that question, I would pose a question of, you know, why is there a necessity, especially at an early age, for children to be away from their parents? I don't think it's necessary that children are away from their parents when they're young, for sure. As they grow up, they will be. That's just it in a nutshell. They will be away from you.
And they will learn to know what to do.
Saying that, even now, like for instance, take Hezi, right? He's at Chelsea and he has to go away with the team where it's parent free. Like, so, and I've had nothing but positive like feedback from how Hezi deals with himself when he's away. In fact, they're like, what are you doing at home? Because this is like unseen. Like something like he's got like a certain way of like sorting his food when he has his food, and he eats through, and it's very meticulous. Like he goes one thing to the other, doesn't have his dessert before he has his, you know, all these kind of little things, but they're like, wow, like he's so in order. Like and so I guess that would be credit to the kind of homeschool stuff.
And I think in general, when you're training something in a particular, you know, way, in this example, training them in life, I think anybody who's training in a subject gets filled with knowledge on that subject first, and then goes out to apply that knowledge. So, for example, you wouldn't start trying to learn how to be a photographer and going out and doing loads of photographer gigs with having little knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Same way with the kids. They need to be filled with your knowledge and then have less time to start off with, having space to try and, you know, be themselves.
And it's a progression.
And then as they get older, it should kind of turn around so that they can...
And just even another analogy of that is like learning to ride a bike. You learn on stabilizers. Like no one ever says to a kid who's never rid a bike, take the stabilizers off, man. They don't need to always be held by the stabilizers. Do you know what I mean? And that's obviously not in offense to your comment or anything, because it's something, to be honest, all these comments we have had before, so it's great to be able to come out and talk about them. But no one, you know, everyone would look at someone funny if they said, oh, that was a good idea. Like, it's a really good idea to just start them without no training wheels, even though they've never even started on a bike. And so likewise, we wouldn't throw our kids out into deep waters without teaching them first how to swim.
There you go, babes. There you go. Well said. Next one from Regina Gillis. Yes. Will the children be homeschooled in high school?
Yeah. We don't know.
No.
We don't have a clue. We are doing this. We do not profess to know all the answers, and we are literally, at the moment, it is working very well. We are not against anything else, any other ideas, if we feel at the time they are beneficial to our children.
Fine. And then some of the other topics I think that we saw, there were some comments that we came across, and unfortunately we couldn't quite find them again.
Because there were so many, because you guys are so cool and you keep leaving us comments, which is absolutely fantastic.
I think we've already addressed those two.
Go on. Sorry, babe.
Go on, sorry. So will the children be doing GCSEs or not?
Go, babes.
Okay,
so I was in school.
So I took GCSEs, although I was homeschooled, and you quite simply apply to a college that takes on private students, and then you get the past papers from whatever examining board that was, and then you obviously study those and study for the subject itself. You get sent the test date, and you go to the college and you sit the exam. It's not a requirement from our government that children have to do GCSEs, but our personal choice, because we know that in this day and age, depending on what job you kind of want to do, you need some exams. So that's what we'll be heading towards, God willing.
Cool. And the last one that we're going to tackle today, and again, if you've got any more, please put them in the comment section below, because I know what it's like. Sometimes you think of things and you go back on it, and then something else comes up or whatever, and maybe even off the back of some things we've said, you might want to respond. So, but it's, how is it even feasible? Now, this one in a nutshell, I said to, I think it's Charlene, the first one, I responded to, and then someone else asked it, and I was just like, I'll address it in a video. And in a nutshell, it's a struggle. Yeah. It's a struggle. It's always been a struggle. However, we, weighing up the two, believe that the children's well-being and Christian education and education from us, as opposed to education from the world, if you want to put it that way, is more important than us balling, or do you know what I mean? Right. Otherwise we'd be both out at work, you know, we would have studied to get the most sickest, you know, job you could possibly find that makes the most money, you know, and that just ain't us. Like, you know, who knows where YouTube will go in the end, but we're happy doing this. Yeah,
I think we'd already set out from the get-go that we were going to set up our lives God willing in whatever way possible, so that we could prioritise our family. So that's what we continue to try and do, by God's grace.
That's it. That's exactly it. So guys, we hope that this has been helpful. Guys, if you missed the first one, then we'll put the link up like somewhere now to show you the one before, and you can go and check that out if you want. And yeah, if you're all full up, then all good. And yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Guys, we love you all, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
So you think you were right? Bring it on, prove me wrong.